Shalom, brothers and sisters. So, this morning I just wanted to talk about America for a few minutes. So, when we start that conversation, we've got to start with who is America in the world and what is her position. Up until recently, America could be described as the policeman on the playground. I mean, America is militarily present and the person to speak to and want to be like all over the world, bases pretty much everywhere, and keeping us safe from communism and the evil axis. This would have been America in most of our minds. And then, if you wanted to get anywhere in the world with advancement and development and moving forward, you'd want relationships with America. People desired to be like America. People wanted American media, American clothes, American lifestyle, American food. Everything about America, everybody desperately wanted. And the nations traded with and sought to court America and become part of her group of friends or her closest circle. So when you have a nation that occupies that position in the world, and you want to bring about the final end time beast system, the first thing you got to do is destroy that nation completely. You can't have that nation occupying that position in full strength, and you want to bring about an alternative beast system that you want everyone to cling to and turn to. How do you do that? You first need to destroy, humiliate, and turn irrelevant this nation that is exactly not that. So, number one, destroy international reputation. If we look at Afghanistan, the Iran nuclear deal, the whole situation with Russia and Ukraine, and the response to that, putting Biden in office, even with Obama pulling the strings from the basement, this is a beautiful way to destroy international reputation. In the past, where they feared American leaders, now other countries' media houses actually openly make spoof videos mocking Biden and Kamala Harris, which never would have happened in the past. There would have been instant repercussions. Besides sanctions and everything else, you just didn't prod the freaking policeman in his chest. Now it's a joke. So destroy international reputation, done. Israeli relationship amongst that reputation, because they know they stand alone at this stage of the game. As much as they say they're still friends, they know that the winds have changed drastically. Then, once you've destroyed the international reputation and turned them into a joke, you need to overwhelm the locals, because the locals are still solid Americans. They have solid values, they're strong, they have their weapons, they're good to go. So overwhelm them. How do we overwhelm them? First and foremost, we open the borders. We stop controlling immigration. Not just that, but we bust those immigrants in and flood local communities with those immigrants. We throw veterans out of places where we were caring for them, and we push these illegals in immediately. And on the whole topic of illegal immigrants, I'll chat on a separate video on just what the Chinese take on this is, and how they're using this overwhelm the local strategy to their benefit. Then you drive up inflation, you remove jobs, you shut down places left, right, and center with laws. You just go crazy. You stop the use of your local resources, because America's got tons of local gas and resources. But for the planet's sake, you take that all away. Now you're overwhelming locals. They can't afford to survive. Everything is against them, and America doesn't seem to care. You sow confusion. Trans, LGBTQ, radical theory, critical race theory, all these things. You flood the school systems with it. You confuse the locals. You erode away all godly values with your controlling left, and you remove God everywhere you can. You bring in statues of monsters and other gods. You start after school Satan clubs. You switch right and wrong completely. And now you've done that as well. Then you celebrate abortion, and it becomes a rallying cry for human rights. I mean, Biden's pretty much using that for his next run on the presidential office. Abortion is the thing he's going to protect. And then transmutilation. You bring that into the point where parents have no say and they don't have to be told. And you push this agenda on the people. And once they've gone and done that against proper advice and without their parental support, now they're depressed and suicidal and don't see any way future to any kind of future. Now you've achieved that. Next, destroy the military. So how do we destroy the military? We destroy the military because now the military has adopted the LGBTQ and trans and everything and all these things into the military. The discipline is gone. People don't want to join the military because of what you've done to the food supply. The people are either too sick or have pre-existing conditions because of snake bites, or they just too overweight, or they're not interested in serving in the military. So you've destroyed the military. Then you take all the military supplies, all of the arms, all of the weapons that you need for your own country's support, and you give it away. You give it to Ukraine, you move it offshore to other countries, all in the international arena as a, we're doing this for your defense and your protection. What about America? What about home? Then you blow the finances up completely, that the debt ceiling is so destroyed that it's like you owe money to Jupiter and he's about to collect. It's absolutely insane. So much so that the rest of the world that is bringing in the new system can very easily wipe out the dollar and move to their new one world unicoin money system that'll be transplanted in a chip into your forehead or your right hand, as predicted in the Bible. Prophecy that is coming true in front of our eyes. You remove local resources completely. You destroy the food supply. You keep crashing trains, derail them one after another, always with hazardous materials, always saying everything's going to be fine, there's no damage, never mind the sickness, disease, and impact that has on the environment and the people. You attack gun ownership because you can't have people owning guns if you want to take over in control with the New World Order. You need to disarm the local populace. So that's the next thing in the sights. Then, when all of these things are running full tilt, which we're seeing in America today, and everyone's distracted by Hollywood and the media and not seeing what's really happening, or how godly values are being destroyed, and how Satan and paganism and heathenism are all just being celebrated in this nation, all over. Now you antagonize as many enemies as you can. Because, no one needs to learn from Hitler. Let's just antagonize on all fronts. You don't antagonize on multiple fronts, but apparently America does. You provoke confrontation, not just with one country. So yes, there's Russia. You've provoked and antagonized them and they're ready to go. Right, nuclear v nuclear. That's not enough. Let's antagonize China, North Korea, Iran, all of them joined together at the hip and ready to smack back against America. And at the end of the day, people still believe nothing's coming. Nothing's going to happen to America. There is a big judgmental showdown coming. So many Christians have had dreams and visions of boots on the ground invasion in America by China and Russia, of missiles coming out of the ocean. That would make sense for the Belgorod, which is now on the move again, to launch its missiles from under the sea. Nuclear clouds and mushroom clouds coming. This is not pie in the sky. This war is coming. And the leadership in charge, running things from the basement, has been pushing for this exact thing. Because again, if you're looking at depopulation, the less people there are, the easier it is to control. And America's time in the sunlight, they have deemed, is over. So they need to destroy America. The sooner they do it, the better for their plans. So having said all that now about America and where it's at and what I think is happening and the destruction that's looming, and I mean I haven't even touched on Yellowstone and the fault lines and all these things that are prepping to go off. What is the situation for you living in America? Spread the word of God to as many of those around you as you can. Keep shining your light. Keep praying for lost loved ones, friends, and those around you, neighbors, and keep doing everything you can do until the Lord removes us. God's got you. You have no need to fear. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords watches over you. He does not slumber, nor does he sleep. You just need to serve him, draw closer to him, be his ambassadors until he takes us out and the voice of the groom and the bride are no longer heard. Until then, we can make a difference, and we can stand and shine the light and show the way, regardless of what it costs us. God bless. Pray for each other and keep looking up. Shalom.